Neighbors say Julie Stewart was a generous woman.
I just stabbed in the throat.
I've never heard the parents argue or fight. They seem like a really healthy family.
I want to take a moment to remind you that if you feel you're in a dangerous relationship, help is available.
Warning: the following video contains content intended for older audiences, mainly teens and adults. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to Crime Circuit. This is Chapter 2 of Till Death Do Us Part. The interrogation of Gerard Stewart, a man currently serving 45 years for tampering with evidence and the murder of his wife, Julie Ann Stewart. After taking her life, Gerard placed her body in the trunk of his car and drove around to run errands. For a deeper dive into the details of this case, watch Chapter 1. You'll find the link in the description below.
So I didn't think nothing of it. And then as the divorce proceedings were going on, she was telling me one thing and my lawyer was telling me a different story. My lawyer's like, she's playing you for a fool. I said, what are you talking about? She said she's not being honest, or her lawyer's being awful aggressive because she's filing all this stuff against you. And I'm like, well, how can she file that? I said, we live together still. I said, I'm paying all the bills. We're still living in the same house. And she said, you guys not arguing now? I said, no. I said, we talk every single day. You know, it's like we're still married. And I said, I'm still trying to put my marriage together. And then that's when my lawyer sent me that final text from her lawyer that said there's no way, my client said, that they're going to reconcile. And that's when I asked her about, I said, is this true? And she was like, no, I didn't say that. I just told my lawyer to put things on hold. And that's when I was like, well, okay, how you can tell your lawyer to put things on hold, and why is she filing this stuff on your behalf? I said, because they can't just file things on your behalf without you giving them permission to.
Yeah.
I said, either you're lying or your lawyer's being awful aggressive. She said, I swear to you, that's not me. I'm going to go see my lawyer tomorrow and talk to my lawyer about it tomorrow and put things on hold like I told her to put things on hold. And I believed her, you know. And then...
When was that?
That was Tuesday. And then Wednesday I said, hey, did you ever talk to your lawyer? She said, no, I didn't get a chance. She said, well, I'll try to call her tomorrow, but I think she's off tomorrow, but I'll get it handled, no problem, and get them to put a hold on all these things. I said, yeah. I said, because my lawyer's like, she's acting wrong or somebody's lying here. In this instance. So, and then every day I kept asking her, please don't do this. Don't do this. Think about what you're doing. You know, Jacob don't need to be running from house to house. Just think about what you're doing. And it was a plea for me every day. You know, my son was the past year. My son's been living with me, staying in my bedroom. You know, and my wife asked Jacob, why are you sleeping with Daddy? He said, I don't want Daddy to be alone anymore. So, and that's why he was sleeping with me. He'd sleep with me. He'd just cuddle up with me and go to sleep. And I've been doing that for the past year with him. So he saw the hurt on my face. You know, he saw how hurt I was about this whole thing that's going on. So.
Yeah, the neighbor said that you and him were real close.
Yeah. You and I are close. And then I also heard from my neighbors that there was another guy that he was a divorced father from Jacob's school. Jacob's been in the class with some of his kids. My neighbors said that they had saw them up at a wing place together. You know, and then he said...
Him and your wife?
Him and my wife. And with the kids. And he's like, well, they didn't think nothing of it. And I asked my son, I said, Jacob, how many times have you seen Emily? Y'all went out with Emily's dad? He said, probably about 5 or 6 times. I said, for real? And then my neighbor said, you know what's funny? And now that I put it together, that same guy that we saw at the wing place a couple of times, I guess there was some kind of festival going on at the beach. That I was at work, my wife went with my neighbors. and my wife suggested they had went into this bar together. And they went upstairs, and the same guy was sitting there. So, and Matt was like, I found that kind of odd that he would be sitting there by himself. And then Julie said, oh, he's just one of the guys that drop his kids off at school. So he said, I think something's going on there.
Yeah.
So and that was just another occasion. And then some of the text messages and stuff and metadata from her phone that was showing that she was trying to get another guy to go out of town overseas with her, because they usually go down to the Caribbean with her mom, and they were going to use a whole story of, oh, you're just an old friend from high school. So, but that was 4 or 5 years ago when I saw that.
Yeah.
And then she told me, hey, let's forget all this has happened, let's move on, please destroy that. And I wiped it off the computer, destroyed it, but I knew, something in my heart told me make a backup copy of it. And I made a backup copy of it on a zip drive.
Where's it at?
I think it's in my backpack. It's a gray portable drive, hard drive.
In your backpack?
Yeah, it's my backpack inside the master bedroom. If you go into my master bedroom, there's an armoire right here.
Yep.
By the window, there should be a backpack sitting on the pillows that go onto the bed.
A gray backpack?
It's a gray and black backpack.
Okay. And there's a zip file in there?
There should be a portable disk file in there.
Okay.
It's about this big.
Okay.
So, but the problem is you would need. No, you should be able to see it without it. You should be able to see it.
Is it a special program to open it?
Well, no, you should be able to see it without the program now.
Okay.
So.
Well, if not, then we've got some guys.
They should be able to see it.
That techno geeks.
Yeah.
They could
They'll be able
probably
to
get
see
access to it.
I know they would be able to, pull up more than what I was able to pull up. And then I told her to save that phone, and she said, "Okay, I'll save the phone." Anytime you break an iPhone, they're expensive. I said, "Just please save that phone in case we break one of our phones." So we both got new phones. So she went down to her dad's house, and she took the phone with her. And I asked her, "Where's the phone at?" She said, "I took it with me to sell it." She told me she sold the phone. I said, "Why did you sell the phone when I told you not to sell the phone?" And then I just let it go at that point. And then March of this year, I flew out to my best friend's wedding. In Colorado. He got married. I came back, and they picked me up from the airport, Tampa airport. Her stepmom and dad did, and Jacob. And Jacob said something was getting out. I was starting, going to, I think, Denny's. And Jacob said, "Mommy, where's that other phone you had?" And she's like, "What are you talking about? You seeing things, Jacob?" And I looked at her real funny. And she's like, "Your son got problems." But I didn't think nothing of it. So, up until a week ago, I got a video on my phone also. My camcorder, my Sony camcorder, my son likes playing with the night vision on it. And he had walked into her room. It was in the middle of daylight, but it was dark. And you can see that she had her legs up. She had one phone pressed up against her thigh and another phone in her leg. And Jacob was filming her, and she's trying to stuff it underneath her shirt, hide it.
Hide it?
Hide it. And I caught, and then when I walked in, I said, "What were you doing?" I said, "Were you texting somebody and playing with yourself?" She's like, "No." And then I said, "You sure you wasn't playing with yourself? Because like me, you're pulling your underwear up." I couldn't really tell at that time. And then she finally said, "Yeah, that's what I was doing." I said, "Julie, you've never done that before in your life." So she made it that lab that she was doing that. And then I took the camera.
But you could see it was the phone.
No, at the time I couldn't. I took the camcorder and plugged it into my big computer, big 30-inch screen, and then I could see more of what was going on in the frame. I'm like looking, and I said, "Oh, she didn't pull underwear," because they're up as he walked into the door. I'm looking, I can see there's a light flat this way, and there's a light underneath her shirt, and she's trying to pull it down.
Okay.
Oh, and I was like, "Where's the phone at?" I said, "Julie, where's the phone?" She said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "The second phone right here. Where's that phone at?" I said every day, because every day she said she wasn't doing anything, please check her phone. Go ahead and check her phone.
Mm-hmm.
Because she had that other phone that I didn't know about. She told me she had sold it. I said, okay, where's the phone at? She said, well, I sold it. I said, what do you mean you sold it? She said, yeah, I sold it about 2 months ago. I said, who do you sell it to? I don't know. What app you use to sell it? I don't know. I forgot. You know, she automatically gets amnesia about it, you know.
Yeah.
And she sold the phone to try to get rid of it right before she served me with papers. So, because she knew if I had that phone, it had so much incriminating stuff on it.
The phone that she had now, that you took that over to
her mom's house.
Okay. And did you delete anything off
I
there?
haven't touched it. I don't know the code to get into it.
Okay.
I don't know the code to get into it because when she went to New York a month ago, she switched from our Sprint plan where I was able to see everything going on to she jumped on her stepfather's plan through T-Mobile. And then she changed her passwords and everything, so I haven't been able to get into her phone, see anything that she was doing, nothing.
Did you ever find that second phone?
No. She said she sold it, and then she called my son in the room, and she said, Jacob, you remember going up to T-Mobile? And Jacob was like, yeah. She's like, what did I sell the man at T-Mobile? And she said, well, I sold him. Jacob thought it was just a bunch of phone cases, because she had a bunch of phone cases for that phone, but she said she also sold the man the phone also.
Okay. But you haven't seen another one?
I haven't seen another one.
Okay.
But I knew that was the phone that I had first got all that encrypted and off of it.
Now you saw this guy, John, right?
Yeah.
And you knew where he lived?
Yeah, I knew exactly where he lived. I knew where he lived was because I took a picture of his license plate, and I was able to pull up an address on him. And at first I went home.
Is that on your phone too?
Yeah, it's one of the pictures on my phone.
Okay.
I Googled Earth his house. I went online and...
Did you ever go to his barbershop?
Nope, I went to his barbershop. I mean, because she told me, don't go over there and confront him about anything, we're just friends. And I believed her. So I never went and confronted him about anything. But...
You believed her or you wanted to believe her?
I wanted to believe her.
Okay.
I wanted to believe her. Yeah. So I went, that night I was on the computer at home. I put his name into all these different type of search engines and everything.
How do you spell his last name?
I don't know his last name. It's John something, but it's Heavy Hitters Bobby Shop. Heavy Hitters Barbershop. Because he's supposed to be the owner of that. So Heavy Hitters Barbershop in Mayport, Florida.
Where's it at?
I don't know.
Is it on Mayport Road?
I think it's on Mayport Road.
You never been there?
No, sir.
Okay.
So, and I mean, the way I found out his address was that one of the search engines, you know, it's how it tells on people, the address and everything. And I looked, and I Googled the address, and I looked. I was like, well, hold on. 2 years ago, she was at this house. She was at this dude's house 2 years ago. Yeah. And then I asked her, I said, what were you doing 2 years ago? And I said, where does John live, Julie? Please tell me where John lives. And she was like, well, he lives somewhere off of Kerner. I said, right here? The house you told me that it was vacant?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I didn't know he lived there. I said, really? You didn't know he lived there, by that vacant house? I said, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I said, whatever. I said, you're lying, or, I mean, you get amnesia. I mean, the problem is that talking to her, she shuts down real quick. If you start talking to her, she automatically shuts down on you and won't talk. She would just sit there and
won't face it.
Won't face it.
Won't talk about it.
Won't talk about nothing. Yeah.
And then she hits you with all that shit at once.
Yeah.
And she was laughing?
She laughed right in my face about it. She said, I'm going to take your house. I'm going to put you out your house. And then she said, also, since you work in Gainesville, the lawyer already said you have no chance of getting custody of Jacob. He's going to be mine, and you're going to be paying me child support. Because you have no chance of doing it, getting him. And that's when I just lost it. Because she know how close I was with my son. You know, I mean, me and him are like this.
Oh, yeah. Everybody said that.
So, I mean, she knows how close.
And she was on the bed?
Yeah, she was sitting on the bed.
Did she, I know you guys had, you said you didn't really argue, but that day, I think you said the only time that she ever hit you was was a few years ago.
18 years ago.
Yeah. Now, did she hit you that day after you guys were
No.
discussing? Nothing at all?
No.
Prior to the incident taking place?
No.
Okay.
We've never laid a hand on each other. I mean, we
Okay.
first met each other. She had just got out of a bad relationship. I had just got out of a bad relationship. And she basically was like, you know, we promised each other to always be there for each other and never cheat on each other, none of that. And I made that promise to her.
Mhm.
You know, I offered a job to go to D.C. I wanted to become a police officer, and she wouldn't let me do any of it. I had to stay in Jacksonville because her and her mom are like this,
Mhm.
and they were in Jacksonville, and I could never take a job out of town because she wouldn't go. You know, so I just learned to live with it. You know, so and then it's just, I mean, I don't even think I don't know if her mom's lying about it, that she knew what was going on,
Mhm.
or she just didn't want to tell me what was going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
How was she dressed when it happened?
Julie, she has, I think, a short on and a tank top,
Okay.
and she had flip flops.
Okay. And after you said you cut her throat, and then she started to fight back.
Well, I stabbed her first time, and she put her hand up. Then I think I stabbed her again, and then her hands just dropped.
Okay. And then
So,
what?
and then I just looked at her. And then I was just shaking, like looking at the knife, just like this.
Did you already cut her throat at that point?
Yeah.
Okay. When you put her in the plastic, was it just her, or did you wrap everything else up with it?
No, it was just her, I think, in the plastic.
Okay. Just her
Yeah.
wrapped in the plastic.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You remember putting the pillow in there?
No, I don't remember putting a pillow in there.
Okay. All right. Or the sheets?
The sheets I threw away.
The sheets you threw away?
Yeah.
What'd you do with about the bed? Was there a mess?
Though I just pulled the sheets off. There was no mess, really. It was like one small blood stain on the bed, and I scrubbed it.
Okay. Did it come off?
And most of it came off.
Okay. What did you think about doing it? After you put her in the trunk, what was your thought?
It was panic, regret, because I was just, why did I do that? You know, regret that. I mean, because I knew if I wouldn't have had my knife on me or my gun on me at that time, nothing would have happened. We'd have just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, talked about it, you know, like normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Do you remember what kind of cleanser you used to get the blood up?
it was one of those boxes of Clorox wipes.
Okay, just the wipes themselves?
Yeah, just Clorox wipes.
Okay. What'd you do with those?
I just threw them in the bag.
Okay. You know, with her, you
Yeah.
mean?
I don't know if they were with her or in another. I had 2 bags.
Oh, okay.
So I threw some stuff in another bag and disposed of it,
Uh-huh.
and that
You remember where you disposed of it
at the park.
at the park?
Okay. Beach.
Which park?
And that.
The Dutton Park?
Dutton Park. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Down Mayport?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you already talk about the knife?
Hmm?
Did you already talk about the knife, where that was?
I think it's in the armrest of the car,
In the console?
in the console in the car. I think that's
Yeah.
where I left it at.
Yep. Yep. Don't pick it up.
Uh,
It's let it heal up some. Get it infected. You need to use the bathroom or anything?
No.
You need anything?
yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna take a break for just a minute. I'm gonna see if I've heard back from your mom. Okay? And I'm gonna see if I can get somebody to go over to the warehouse and pick up that phone for me. Will that work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. I appreciate your cooperation in this.
Sorry about that.
Here, in case you get hungry and
Thank you.
thirsty, if
It's
you want
just
anything
bread.
else,
It's just bread. You can put that.
is that all it is?
Yes, sir.
You can just throw it away.
Yes, sir.
You want anything else?
Just probably another bottle of water.
You need another bottle of water? You need crackers or anything?
I don't eat much anymore. Ever since this been going on, I haven't been eating, I haven't been sleeping,
How much weight have you lost?
probably about 30 pounds. So ever since all this has been going on,
Yeah.
so I had no appetite, I've been sleep deprived,
How have things been at work?
lousy.
Not good.
Now they sent me home a week ago, saying You need to go home and handle what's at home, and don't come back until you get it handled.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
So you were off all week?
no, I wasn't off.
Thank you.
And this was right before Julie was getting ready to go down to her dad's house.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Julie, they just sent me home because I can't function at work. And she's like, I said, the next step is, if I don't go back, they're going to fire me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, just tell them everything's handled and go back to work and try to handle this as much as you can. She said, besides, I'm going down to my dad's to talk to them to make sure I'm doing the right thing also. And that's what I thought she was going to be doing while she's down there with her dad's house. And then the day before she was supposed to come back, I've been talking to her stepmom a lot, and her stepmom basically told me, I don't think her heart's in it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She says that's
Just being honest with you.
yeah, her stepmom was, and Brenda, she loves me to death. She said, I don't think her heart's in it. Only a miracle from God can change her heart. But she said there's just something got into her where she's just not the same Julie anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told Brenda, I said, Brenda, I'll be fine. As long as I get my son, and then she don't try to throw me out of my house. As long as she give me my house and my son, she can have anything else she wanted. Because she started naming all the stuff she wanted. I said, fine, you can have it all. I'm fine. But don't try to take my son from me. And then I think she got angry. She said, well, how are you supposed to watch Jacob anyway? I said, because my mom already said she'll come down and help me with Jacob. She will retire and come down and help me with Jacob. That way I didn't have to, try to find a different career. Because the career I'm in was a very lucrative career.
Yeah.
And after that, she completely changed. Her whole thing about you can have Jacob completely went away. Because at first it was
You think she's being coached by somebody?
I don't know. I think if it was being coached by her lawyer, because the lawyer told him, because my lawyer told me is she got you by the balls right now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She said because you got to pay her alimony, there ain't no way around that. And if she gets custody of Jacob, you're going to have to pay her child support also. So my lawyer was like, your best bet is to leave Jacksonville. Well, I don't know if you know what was going on with the Riverside Chevrolet incident.
Mm-hmm.
My company was trying to buy that, and they were relocating. As soon as we bought it, the day we were going to buy it, I was getting relocated back to Jacksonville.
Oh, wow, that'd be great.
And which was going to be great for me.
Yeah.
And it fell through. Another dealer group bought it from underneath us. So they were constantly trying to find something else for me here. And then Dan, who I've worked for forever, I said, Dan, if this divorce go through, I'm going to have to leave Gainesville, man. I have no choice but to leave Gainesville and get a job back in Jacksonville. I don't want to leave the company because Julie knew how happy I was. She said, this is the happiest I've ever seen you since you've been in the car business. Because I was with people I can trust. Dan's always looked out for me. But his hands were tied. And this
Like family.
Yeah, he was like family. But his hands was tied because, we had owned 2 Kia stores here in town now, but they didn't have any openings for it. They had already hired my replacement at my job, so Dan was like, hey, sit tight, I'm gonna cover this up as long as I can cover it up. And he was allowing me to work there and still get paid with a 4th manager, knowing we were only supposed to have 3 there. So and I did that for the past 2 months, and then my lawyer finally called me and basically said, hey, when are you supposed to be getting back to Jacksonville? She said, this need to be your last month in Gainesville. I said, all right, I'll let these guys know to go ahead and terminate me so I can get back to Gainesville. Back to Jacksonville. And she said, okay. She said, because I can get through to the judge on that. Well, you had no choice but to leave Gainesville because they had already hired your replacement. And then only for you to have your son, you had to be in Jacksonville. So, and that's what happened with that. So.
And then she changed.
As soon as she found out I was trying to get a job back in Jacksonville and she knew my mom was going to move in, she completely changed on me.
So she didn't think you'd go for custody of him?
Yeah. Because then she was like, I'm not giving up Jacob. I'm not giving up Jacob. And then I kept asking, what do you want from me then? What do you want from me? Please tell me, you already told me I can have this and have that. Now what do you want from me? And she would never say. She said, we'll let the lawyers handle that. I said, no, because I tried to get her to go through arbitration. I said, well, because my best friend had just went through this, and he said, do not get lawyers, go through arbitration. He said, lawyers ain't gonna do it, but try to turn you guys against each other, and it's gonna cost you a lot of money, so we sure to go through arbitration. But she already hired this lawyer. I said, why did you hire a lawyer? Well, I said we could have went through arbitration. Well, I already hired her. I said, then fire her. She has to give you your money back. We can go through arbitration. I said, I'll pay for the arbitration. That way, it doesn't cost us a lot of money. If we do get a divorce, it's not going to cost us a lot of money. You know, and she refused to drop her lawyer. So my mom said, hey, I waited till the last day after I got served. My mom said, get a lawyer right now to protect yourself. So that's when I went and got Miss Cleveland to protect me. So, and then Miss Cleveland was basically sending me notes, well, emails saying this is going on, this is going on. And then she said, you know, they just filed suit for you to have to vacate the house and have to start paying your child support and alimony. She said, why is she doing that if you guys are supposed to be working things out? And then she was questioning her lawyer also. That's when her lawyer said, well, my client already said there's no way that they're getting back together. But my wife was telling me that she had told her lawyer to stop everything.
Completely different.
Stop everything, and you know, she's trying to figure out what she want to do. So.
And never even hit until the morning on Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can get hold of your mom. Has she got medical problems, your mom?
Yes, she does.
What?
She has a bad back.
Nothing else?
I think that's about it.
Strong heart?
I think she does. She hasn't told me anything about her heart.
Okay. Just making sure.
My sister's a registered nurse. She lives right across the street from her.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, I'll be back. She's not answering. It's still going to voicemail, so she may have gone to the doctor. Mom?
She could be at work too, because a lot of times she won't answer her phone. She's
Okay.
Yeah, it could be.
I will continue though, and I've left messages, so I know she's gonna call me back. Okay, we talked about. You told me about the flash drive. How about your computer? Anything on there?
The big computer?
Yeah.
No.
Any other computers, laptops, or anything?
Only other laptop I have.
Stop doing it.
Oh, sorry. Only other laptop I have, my son is in.
Remember, I was a corpsman.
Yeah, is a iPad mini, not iPad mini, iMac mini. There's nothing on it but music.
Okay.
So,
Anything else as far as this that's been going on with her?
no.
Just on that flash
Only
drive?
thing on that flash drive.
Okay. So would it do us any good to look at any of the other computers?
Excuse me.
Only thing you're gonna find on the big computer is Microsoft Flying Game, and music on it, Spotify.com music, and then the laptop we got iTunes on it where we put all of our music and pictures. So the other big computers just have pictures on it also. So there's nothing on those.
Nothing on there?
No.
Okay. Is there anything on those computers that you'd be concerned about? Okay. I'm going to need to get you to sign another one. This is for the cell phone. Completely different audit. For the computers and peripheries, the flash drives and stuff like that? Do you object to signing one?
No.
Okay.
So you can have the flash drive.
And that's that disc that's in your
Yeah,
backpack.
it should be in my backpack.
Okay.
It's a small gray disc.
$22.75, right?
2275 Calvary Boulevard.
Okay. It's the same thing. You read it. You can read it again if you want. It's the same thing. It's just the computer and peripheries at that address, and that you haven't been. You have the right to refuse. That we're not coercing you, we're not threatening you or anything else. But we will go back, and that's why I said we held the house. The house is still under guard. Basically, so that when we talk to you, if anything like this came up, we didn't take any flash drives or anything like that. But now that you've told me that there's a flash drive on there that has copies of correspondence that's dated back to years old, where she was involved with these guys, then we're going to go ahead and pull that and take a look at it, okay? If you agree, just check here, sign there.
The thing about it is I told her dad about it, I told her mom about it also.
Okay.
So, I mean, they knew.
Yeah.
Did
her mom know about this guy that she was
I don't
messing
know
around?
if her mom knew or not.
Okay.
Because her mom was standoffish with me. You know, I mean, she says she loved me, she's thinking about me all the time, but she's kind of standoffish with me. It's like she didn't care if we got a divorce or not. She could care less. Because I mean, she drugged Julie around when she was small and cheated on Bill and with Bruce, who I think is Julie's real father.
She wasn't concerned about your feelings?
She wasn't concerned at all. I went to her house and I begged her. I said, Diane, please, you're her mother. Talk some sense into your daughter and tell her what she's doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And she said, I'll pull her aside and talk to her. She never had to talk to her. Unless my wife lied to me. I said, did you ever talk to your mom? She was like, no.
Okay.
So I don't know, I mean, and Diane's whole thing was, I'm staying out of it. You two can handle it, I'm staying out of it. I begged and pleaded with her to talk to her. I begged and pleaded with Bruce when she was up there talking to Bruce. And they took Jacob up to see the Blue Angels. I begged and pleaded with her dad, and her dad actually had a conversation like, if it's over, you need to let him know and don't keep dragging him through the mud. It's not fair to him. Just end it and let him know it's ended. Don't keep dragging it through the mud.
Yeah.
And then that's when I had contacted Brenda the day before she came back to see how Julie was feeling about it. And Brenda was like, well, we barely even talked about it. She barely would even bring anything up. Bill had to bring it up a little bit, and she didn't say much about it, but she's saying, from my take of it, Julie, I think she's done. I said, that's what I needed to know. I said, Brenda, I'm fine if she wants to end it, but as long as I get my son, my house, I'm fine. She can have anything else. I said, but this whole notion of her trying to take me to the cleaners, I said, that's not fair to me. I said, that's not fair. I said, I don't want to be a modern day slave for no one. I said, if she's leaving me, then she needs to just pack her stuff up and leave. Don't expect anything out of me. And that's how I took it. I said, if you're going to leave me, just leave me. Don't expect me to keep paying for you because you're leaving me. I didn't do anything wrong. So I just wanted a real answer. Like, is it over? If it's over, it's over. Just please let me know and let me know what you want.
Yeah.
So I can move on with my life. Because she knew I couldn't sleep. I get 1 hour of sleep a night, and then she kept trying to get me to take pills to go to sleep. I said, I'm not going to take any pills to go to sleep. I said, because my son was my number one issue. That's one of the reasons I stopped drinking. Also, because of his issues, I wanted to be alert if something happened in the house. So that was one of the reasons I stopped drinking.
Okay. One other thing, and you can agree to this too or not, it's up to you, is have you ever had cheek swabs taken? DNA cheek swabs? For what, work?
Work. When I was in the military.
Did they do it in the military when you were in?
I had a top secret clearance when I was in the military.
Oh, okay. Same thing.
And for my older son too.
Did you?
I found out I had an older son when I was in the military. And she completely destroyed our relationship. Julie did.
How old is he?
He's 21. He's Force Marine. He's Marine Corps Special Forces.
Really? Yeah. Is he still in?
Yeah, he's been in about 2 years now.
Where's he at?
Up in North Carolina.
Are y'all able to talk?
I mean, I've talked to him a couple of times. I let him know about a month and a half ago what was going on between me and Julie. His only concern was, what about my brother? Who's going to get my brother? And I said, well, I'm trying to get custody of him right now.
And he's at Lejeune?
Yes. I said, I'm trying to get custody of him. He said, my only concern is my brother. I think because I think he has some nastiness between my wife came between me and him, our relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, when she found out that I didn't even know I had a kid. And when she found out, you would have think I went out and slept with all of her friends or something. She lost it.
Really?
Yeah, she just went like, I can't believe this, I can't believe this. When we first met, I asked you if you had any kids, and you told me no. I said, I didn't know I had a kid. You know what I'm saying? I said, what if she expected me to just up and leave her and go get back with Beverly? I said, I'm not leaving. I didn't marry Beverly, I married you. I said, I may have to pay child support, and he's my son. I might have to, be a father to him, but I'm not leaving you just because I had a child with her. And Beverly's not asking me to leave, because she had already married Carlos at that time also.
Yeah.
And Carlos was good to my son, so he was in the Marine Corps also. So and those two had a daughter together. But Carlos has always been there for Kristen.
Yeah.
So I mean, even Christmas time, his birthdays, anytime he needed something, they called me. I'd have to sneak and do it without Julie knowing about it. So I mean, and that's how bad it was.
I understand.
I'm sneaking and doing stuff like that for my own son.
Yeah.
And many times I wanted to bring him down for vacation so I can see him during the summer. And she was like, well, what time are you supposed to spend with us for vacation? And I'm like, okay. So she was basically like, you choose between him and me, pretty much. So. I've been trying to patch things up with him,
This is the DNA consent form. It says, I, Gerard Stewart, having been advised that law enforcement officers wish to take DNA cheek swabs from my person, hereby authorize me and others, I'll be the myself, this may designate to assist him and take such samples as needed. I've been advised that the taking of such samples is being conducted in connection with a criminal investigation. I have not been promised anything. I have not been threatened in any manner. I am giving the consent voluntarily with the knowledge that any evidence obtained may be used against me in any criminal proceedings, that I may stand accused. I have been advised that I have the right to refuse to give this consent. Okay? That's not bad for upside down.
I don't see how you do that. I don't see how you do that.
I know.
I can't do it upside down.
I don't think I'm dyslexic.
Okay.
I'm reverse or dyslexic.
Let me get you an envelope.
Thank you. My son's wife. Just like that. Yeah, he's got a child from when he was stationed over in Gulfport. His best friend's sister. And he had no intent of ever leaving his wife, but down the road he found out that they had been together briefly and ended up with a child. And she's saying that she gets in hell about that.
And this was before me and her even met.
Yeah.
Because she was trying to put a timeline together. I said, Julie, this was a year before we met. He's this age, we met this time. And then when Beverly would get on the phone, she basically get on the phone and cuss her out. And I'm like, why are you doing this? You're going to make my life hell with Beverly. She's not asking me for anything.
Yeah.
She's not asking me to do anything out of the ordinary, but be there for Kristen. I said, please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop. Beverly never asked me for anything. I just paid my child support. She said, talk to him when you can talk to him. And I sent him gifts and things, and I wasn't able to see him because of Julie.
Yeah.
But when I talked to him on Facebook now and then. And that was about it, the breadth of it, of our relationship. And then he felt some resentment,
Oh yeah.
because I wasn't, being a full-time father. But But at the same time, he was living states away too, so it was hard. Me juggling between home, work, and him. So,
Okay. Come forward from just a little bit there. There you go.
DNA already should be on file, so.
Well, the U.S. government files, like for your clearance and stuff.
And for the state also.
It's for what?
And I had to get paternity test with the state. For Kristen.
Oh, really? So you've been in the car business for 20 years?
20 years.
My dad was a service manager most of his life. So I kind of grew up around it too.
Well, every job I wanted to get outside the car business, she kept telling me no. She kept telling me no. I said, I'm going to come JSO officer. No, I don't want to worry about you every night. And then firefighter, I couldn't do a firefighter because I had to go back to school for firefighting. Because that's part of what I did when I was in the military.
Yeah.
So I looked at aviation firefighting at the airport. They wasn't paying anybody anything, so I'm not going to do that. Because I'm making more in the military than I would be doing that.
Yeah.
She didn't want me to stay in the military because when Bruce was in the military, they moved all over the place. He said, I don't want to go through that with you also, trying to raise a family. A friend of mine, Rob, his dad worked for Secret Service, and at the time it was a waiting list to get with Secret Service. But he said, I can get you guys to the front of the line if you guys want to go to Secret Service. So I said, good, I'll do that. She said no, because I had to move to D.C. I mean, every job I wanted, I was not able to do. Then I've had also to move to North Carolina with Asbury Group. No. Go to Tampa with Asbury Group. No. It's just, everything was a no. If she had to leave Jacksonville, wasn't happening. My friend Jeremy bought 2 dealerships up in outside of Atlanta. When her mom found out he bought those dealerships, she came begging me, please don't take my daughter and grandkid away from me. You know, and I'm like, I had no intentions of moving up there. Anyway, I mean, begging me not to take them away. I mean, this lady's retired. It's like she can't travel or something, so I don't know. I mean, but her and her mom are like that. They're like that. I mean, when me and Julie first met, she was over there 500-600 times a week eating, doing her laundry over there. I mean, it continued while we were married too. She'd go over there all the time. Yeah, so I think her mom knew a whole lot that was going on behind the scenes. Just wasn't saying nothing.
Didn't say nothing in that way.
Yeah.
Denied it.
Yeah, she every time I'd say, did you know this was going on? No, didn't know nothing about it. No, I don't know nothing about it. And then when I called her and asked her if she was in town Friday, and they said, no, we're at the airport now. And I said, did you know Julie was having a affair, 5 to 7 year affair? I don't know nothing about it. I don't want to hear nothing about it. That was her answer to me. I said, okay, and she hung up. That's when I called Matt to see where Matt was so he can get Jacob. Because I knew they weren't going to be able to pick up Jacob.
He's a good guy.
Yes.
Yeah. He is.
Matt and Rachel went through similar things with us. Well, that me and my wife was going through. It was mostly Matt's fault, but I stood beside him the whole time. The church helped him out, and he got on the straight and narrow, and now they're both real heavy into the church. And those two are the only thing that's kept my sanity in the past couple months. You know, they called him to make sure I'm okay. When Jacob and Judah was out of town, they bring me over to eat dinner with them all the time, just so I wouldn't be alone in that house alone. You know, they kept my sanity.
Talk to your mom and stuff when she's here, and you might want to talk to Matt. Somebody on the outside, you can give power of attorney while you're inside to your friend, your family, or whatever. Whoever you want to handle your affairs while you're inside. You know what I mean? You had mentioned the house and all that stuff.
Well, the only thing I have is retirement accounts and the house, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I already told my mom. My mom's like, "Do you want me to handle the house? You want Diane to handle the house?" I said, "I don't know. You two probably need to get together and just sell the house. Whatever proceeds you get, just make sure Jacob gets the proceeds for
Yeah.
it." So
You'll have to sign over some kind of a power of attorney to them, though, and you can do it while you're up next
And
door.
then Julie's life insurance. I don't know how that's going to get handled. I know we had some life insurance on her
Mm-hmm.
as well, and just in case if something had happened to her, I'd be able to get out of the car business for a few years and take care of Jacob on what kind of insurance we had on her.
Mm-hmm.
So I had almost $2 million on me in case something happened to me to make sure they would be all right in case something happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
You feel better after talking?
Yeah.
Takes the weight off of you, doesn't it?
So I just wish I had friends that were in town. None of my friends, Matt's the only friend I had that lives in town. Everybody else lives different states away, and it's hard to talk to them.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a lot of those guys up until the wedding. And I haven't seen some of them for 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great to be with them. So it's just, I just wish I lived where they lived.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way I had a constant shoulder to lean on.
Yeah. No,
So.
I understand. My friend should be back with your phone. Let me go out here. I might get those phone numbers. How late the one guy that you told me to call about the car that's at the house? Do you think he's still at work? It's about 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock on a Friday. Yeah, he should be there. He shouldn't leave till about 6
Today's
or 7.
Monday. Today's
Oh,
Monday.
it's Monday?
Yeah.
Is it Monday? I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was Sunday.
No, that's Monday.
Wow.
You were out. You were out of it for a while.
So I was out for 2 days in the hospital?
Must be. I know.
Yeah.
I came by to see you, and I don't think you knew I was there.
I thought I had woke up the very next day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been there for.
I thought today was Sunday.
You've been there for 72 hours.
Wow.
You think he's there on Monday?
He gets there early on Monday, but he should be. But he should still answer his phone.
Okay.
Especially Paul will answer his phone also.
Okay. I'll try that. I'll be back in a few minutes, okay? You need anything?
No.
All right. If you do need anything, just tap on that door.
Crime Circuit. Like, share, subscribe.